U.S. had some pretty dismal jobs numbers recently, but how is Hawaii doing? Now, every Friday we talk to the economist from the University of Hawaii Economic Research Organization, and joining us this morning is Executive Director Dr. Carl Bonham. Good morning, Dr. Bonham. Thank you so much for joining us. So when the U.S. numbers came out, it sent the market plunging, and now the state is releasing its own unemployment and employment numbers. So what are they showing this morning?
Well, the state's numbers really weren't very good for May. We actually lost jobs in May. The private sector added almost 1,000 jobs, and very much like the U.S. as a whole, the government sector is dragging us down. We lost almost 4,000 government jobs.
What about the individual sectors? What are they showing?
So as you could imagine, the strongest growth is in the tourism related. So accommodations and food added together about 500 jobs. Wholesale trade added about 400 jobs. Unfortunately, so you've almost got your 1,000 right there in the private sector. There were small increases in other sectors, and you still have that continued drag in the construction sector, and then, as I said, almost 4,000 loss in government.
So even though tourism is doing pretty well right now, it's not enough to push everything else up.
That's right, and that's kind of been the focus that UHERO has had in all of our reports over the last 6 months or year and a half. Is the tourism sector is very strong. That's well known. It's just not really working its way through to the rest of the economy, and part of that is this uncertainty that we're seeing from the overall economy in the U.S. and Europe, and just kind of, okay, let's wait and see.
So what are the numbers? What's the unemployment rate for the islands?
Well, that stayed steady, 6.3%, and that can be a little confusing. We had a slight uptick in the number of unemployed people, but we had a fairly large decrease in the number of people in the labor force. And so there's a combination of numbers that go into calculating the unemployment rate. Basically, it was steady.
And we're going to be expecting a lot of economic news in the coming week. What should we be keeping an eye on?
So there's a tremendous amount. Some of it's happening this weekend. So mid-morning on Sunday, we should know the results of the election in Greece. And that's a pretty big deal, because depending on which party wins, one party is pro-bailout or pro-rescue package. The other party is saying, no, we're going to renege on it. We're going to back off. If Syriza wins, then the market's going to react very negatively on Monday. They're going to expect a disorderly departure from the euro. And then we've got G20 meeting on Monday, Tuesday. We've got the Fed meeting. And so the markets are bouncing around thinking, are we going to get more monetary stimulus, or is Greece, Spain, Italy all going to pull us down?
And we've already seen the markets fluctuate wildly because of this. Well, Carl Bonham from UHERO, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Every Friday. We appreciate seeing you. And if you'd like to track what the economists at UHERO are looking at, you can go to their Facebook page. You can also find a link to their website on the As Seen On section of KITV.com. It is 6:39. We'll be right back.